Okay. Hello, everyone. Strap in and strap on, or whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do this little end of the month stream again. Sorry. I bought a new computer, and I have not yet been able to transfer my HDD to the new computer. And I just feel really weird doing like video file saving on my solid state. I'm old-fashioned, I guess. I don't know. I prefer doing it on the HDD just to save files and constantly delete files and all that stuff. So that's why there hasn't been anything this month. I really need to find my jewelry screwdriver. I hope everyone had a good day. I am sort of eating because my food only arrived like 10 minutes before stream came on. I probably should have ordered much earlier. But there's a couple things to talk about today, so it's been a long month. I got sick with what I figured out is a shingles outbreak again, which if you don't know, shingles is that disease you get with chicken pox. When you're very old, or in my case, when your brain is so broken that you're always in high stress mode. Like you can't turn the stress off, so your body does weird things. Okay. So I want to share this article here. So, okay, we're going to talk a little bit about COVID. First off, I think, because it's what I have on my screen. And I get to talk about Maine again, because Maine is a very good case study for COVID. We've already talked about Maine and COVID in a video. What was the video called? What was the stream called? What did we call it? It was Out Skeptic a Skeptic, that's right, where we looked at the racial disparities in Maine, because Maine is a very controlled environment. They've had 400,000 tests for COVID in a state of 1.4 million people. So they're doing pretty good testing-wise. In fact, they've done so good at testing. Let's just flip the screen on here. Okay. They've done so good at testing here. September 22nd, the last news post from Governor Mills up here is that due to Maine's robust testing capacity, anyone over the age of 12 months who wants a test can now get one without an order from a healthcare provider. So you can just walk in and get a test in the state of Maine. Part of this is because Maine's legislature is part-time, so they only have session from, I believe it's very late January or early February to like May 23rd or something like that. So the legislature was going out of session in May for the year, and May was obviously when all the COVID stuff was wrapping up. So before they left, the Maine legislature basically gave Governor Mills not dictatorial powers, but a lot of emergency power. So Maine, unlike the rest of the country, basically, has been able to suffer through COVID without a lot of cases. As you can see here, all the various executive orders that Mills has been empowered to do. Rental assistance doubled from $500 to $1,000 a month in August. A new mobile testing center was opened under her order. Poll work has been done in August and September. She's able to unilaterally extend the state of emergency, although I think most states do that. There are only a couple, I think, that they require legislative approval. The second round of Maine's business relief program with expanded eligibility for businesses up to 250 employees, nonprofits, and entities operating for less than 1 year. So they're able to open up more businesses with their robust testing regimen, and the fact that their positive test rate is still less than 0.5%. So this is why it's very easy to use them as a case study, because there was a wedding in the state of Maine this summer where the pastor does not believe in COVID. COVID is a hoax. There is no coronavirus. We all know what that means. Let me check all of you guys. Oh, hello. Hello, Kelsey. And hello, Lauren. Let's enhance the name. So, this one wedding is now tied to 8 deaths, and I believe it's 140 cases. It was just one event, but because the main contact tracing program is so small, they're able to get a lot of work done. So this is Reverend Todd Bell, the fucker responsible for killing 8 people. And he is attending his son's wedding in New Hampshire this coming month, October 17th. But the South Church in Portsmouth, New Hampshire has told him to get the fuck out if he won't wear a mask. Around 50 people are expected to attend the 20-minute wedding. It will be an in-and-out service. These are more headlines. Bell reception later that day. Where's the other thing that I wanted to highlight here? Here it is. August 7th, Bell officiated a wedding at the Big Moose Inn in Millinocket, Maine, after which 10 of his congregants, including his father, tested positive for COVID-19. 180 people have become infected because of this one wedding, including several inmates at the York County Jail. I believe one of the attendees was a prison guard. Most of the 8 who died were elderly residents at a retirement and rehabilitation center in Madison, Maine. So congratulations, Christians. So what's important here, that I think, is that this one little event has already killed 8 people. And if you have all these states where Trump is allowed to do his rallies, there's going to be a lot of dead people. Like, personally responsible for Donald Trump. You can say, like, oh, it's okay. You know, he can't be blamed for everything exactly, but, like, there are plenty of deaths that are, like, literally on his hands. Not just in the abstract, oh, the buck stops here, but in the very real, oh, you killed these people because you refused to force mask mandates in a crowded stadium. So that's going to be important. But yeah, that's some of the interesting news about COVID recently, because we're all fucked. Let's sing together. Wait, General Fry? Who's General Fry, Kelsey? What am I missing out on? I feel like I'm missing out on something. Let's drag up these debate videos. Although I think I'd have to reshare because I can only share sound from a single tab. So we'll do that. I should have thought of this before, but General Fry is Lauren. Lauren is General Fry. Uppertail. Share. Okay. And I might... There's no way to share multiple screens on StreamYard. That is a problem. If anyone knows about Restream, I've seen a couple people starting to use that. Let me know. Because I can only share one thing at a time on StreamYard, which is nice, but I kind of need this kind of online management for streaming because I don't have the internet that I can just stream straight from OBS. Okay, so President Donald Trump unleashed a torrent of fabrications and fear-mongering in a belligerent debate with Joe Biden. Apparently, they are going to let the next moderator have a mute button. That would be something. In one detour from reality, Trump asserted that the U.S. Armed Forces will be delivering hundreds of thousands of COVID-19 doses to the public as soon as a vaccine is available. The Pentagon said there is no plan for such vaccine distribution by military personnel. Of course. Center for Disease Control and Prevention is responsible for executing the plan to distribute the vaccine when the time comes. There is sufficient commercial transportation capacity to fully support vaccine distribution. There should be no need for a large commitment of DoD units or personnel to support the nationwide distribution of vaccines. Any DoD required would be by exception. So basically, you might need a couple National Guard guys in the backwoods of Montana to help deliver, but yeah, there won't be any military, hopefully, involved in the distribution. But of course, it's Trump, so distribution is all he can do. I can't believe there wasn't a mute button from the get-go. Yeah, well, the Presidential Debate Commission, I think that's their name, who's been doing it since 1987, has never needed a mute button before. They probably should have had one last time, but they got around it mostly well because Trump was much more comfortable playing off of Hillary than he is playing off of Joe Biden. And when Trump gets uncomfortable, he starts shouting randomly. Sorry, I'm still eating. Trump addressing Biden on U.S. deaths. If you were here, it wouldn't be 200,000 people, it would be 2 million people. You didn't want me to ban China, which was heavily infected. Biden never came out against Trump's decision to restrict travel from China. Biden was slow in staking a position on the matter, but when he did, he supported the restrictions. Biden never counseled leaving the country wide open in the face of the pandemic. Trump repeatedly and falsely claims to have banned travel from China. He restricted it. U.S. restrictions that took place February 2nd continued to allow travel to the U.S. from the Chinese territories of Hong Kong and Macau. The Associated Press reported that more than 8,000 Chinese and foreign nationals based in the two locales entered the U.S. in the first 3 months after the travel restrictions were imposed. Additionally, more than 27,000 Americans returned from mainland China in the first month after the restrictions took effect. U.S. officials have lost track of more than 1,600 of them who were supposed to be monitored for virus exposure. So, that's the thing. AP fact checks the protests. The Portland, Oregon sheriff just came out today and said, "I support President Trump." The facts? That's false. The sheriff of Multnomah County, Oregon, where Portland is located, said he does not support Trump. The sheriff, Mike Reese, tweeted, "As the Multnomah County," I don't hope I'm pronouncing that right, "I have never supported Donald Trump and will never support him. Not because I care about what the county's name in Oregon is, but that sounds like a native name, and I would want to respect that. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry." Portland has been a flashpoint. Some protesters have thrown bricks, rocks, and other projectiles at officers. Good on them. Police and federal agents responded by firing tear gas, rubber bullets, and other non-lethal ammunition to disperse the crowds. Let's fact-check Biden for once. There was a peaceful protest in front of the White House, and what did he do? He came out of his bunker, had the military do tear gas. Fact check, it was law enforcement, not the military, that used chemical irritants to forcefully remove protesters from Lafayette Square from the White House on June 1st. So checkmate, liberals. There is no evidence that Trump was necessarily inside a bunker in the White House as that happened. I'm sorry if you can hear that outside, but some jerk is being a jerk. Secret Service agents had rushed Trump to a White House bunker days earlier as hundreds of protesters gathered outside the executive mansion, some of them throwing rocks and tugging at police barricades. Healthcare. Let's fact-check healthcare. Vroom vroom, yes, Kelsey. Drug prices will be coming down 80 or 90%. Facts, that's a promise, not a reality, and it's a big stretch. Trump has been able to get legislation to lower drug prices through Congress. Kind of funny, considering that he owned both chambers for the first couple of years. There's no plan on the horizon that would lower drug prices as dramatically as Trump claims. Prescription drug price inflation has been low and slow during the Trump years, but it hasn't made a U-turn and sped off in the other direction. Prices have seesawed from year to year. Looking at the totality from January 27 to August 2020, drug prices went up 3.6%, which, to be fair, is probably consistent with inflation. From August last year to this August, prices rose by 1.4%, again, probably consistent with the inflation under the recession. After the Fed took off the brakes and said, we're not really going to monitor inflation as strictly as we usually do because we're kind of in the middle of a plague. Judges. Trump criticizing Barack Obama and Biden for leaving federal judicial vacancies unfilled before they left office on January 2017. They left 128 openings, and if I remember of his party, I'd say you left us 128 openings. You can't be a good president. Facts, this is misleading. Trump does have a stronger record than Obama in picking federal judges, but it isn't due to complacency. Instead, unprecedented lack of action by the Republican-controlled Senate on Obama's judicial nominees in the last 2 years left Trump with more vacancies to fill. Of the 71 people whom Obama nominated to the district courts and the courts of appeals in 2015 and 16, only 20 were voted on and confirmed. Trump has been aided by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who has pushed through Trump's nominations of appeals court judges in particular, as well as 2 Supreme Court justices. Soon to be 3, because let's face it, Chuck Schumer can't give enough blowjobs to hold 3 votes for the remainder of the year. Like, that's literally his only job at this point. And I don't think he can do it. So, oh well. This is one of the things that's going to be important going forward to all of our European friends. Courts are extremely powerful in the United States because they are typically seen as nonpartisan. Third branch of the government. That's not entirely true anymore, and there's going to be some huge reforms probably. I am in the camp that says, yes, Biden does not agree with stacking the court right now. I think that after 2 years of the Supreme Court striking down anything that he tries to pass, he's probably going to go in favor of it. That's just the facts. Biden still has that very romantic, great society, we can all get along idea of American democracy. I think that when he's confronted with the fact that the Supreme Court will probably hear any remote case that can strike down anything like Social Security, Obamacare, all of that stuff, he'll probably change his mind. Just a nice cold, wet slap of reality across his face. Virus response. Trump. Dr. Anthony Fauci said very strongly, masks are not good. And then he changed his mind. He said masks, good. The fact, of course, is that he is skirting crucial context. Trump is telling the story in a way that leaves out key lessons learned as the coronavirus pandemic unfolded. Early on in the outbreak, a number of public officials urged everyday people not to use masks, fearing a run on already short supplies of personal protective equipment needed by doctors and nurses in hospitals. But as the contagious nature of the virus became clear, as well as the fact that it can be spread by droplets breathed into the air who may not display symptoms, the CDC reversed Fauci of the National Institutes of Health, not the CDC. Robert Redfield is the CDC director. Stephen Hahn of the Food Drug Administration and Deborah Birx of the White House Coronavirus Task Force all agree on the importance of wearing masks and social distancing. Also, lots of private manufacturers have managed to catch up with the response to at least give people some protection. Trump on coronavirus and his campaign rallies. So far, we have no problem whatsoever. It's outside. That's a big difference according to experts. We have tremendous crowd. The facts, that is not correct. Obviously, Trump said it. It's not correct. Trump held an indoor rally in Tulsa in late June, drawing both thousands of participants and large protests. Tulsa City Council Health Department director said that the rally likely contributed to a dramatic surge in new coronavirus cases there. By the first week of July, Tulsa County was confirming more than 200 new daily cases, setting record highs. That's more than twice the number the week before the rally. Oh, gee. Surprise, Trump is killing his fans. And of course, this is consistent. If we remember our COVID facts, this is the whole reason I did the COVID thing first. If we remember our COVID facts from Maine, that one wedding, which has infected 180 people, also killed 8 of them. So 200 people every day, maybe 8 of them are dying every day. Again, it's not a perfect imposition there to just transcribe those facts one to the other, but it's important to keep in mind. About 2 weeks later, Trump addressing Biden. You didn't do very well on the swine flu, H1N1. You were a disaster. Facts. Trump frequently distorts what happened in 2009, which killed fewer people in the United States than the coronavirus is killing now. For starters, Biden, as vice president, wasn't running the federal response, and that response was faster out of the gate than when COVID came to the U.S., obviously. Then the CDC's flu surveillance network sounded the alarm after 2 children in California became the first people diagnosed with the new flu strain in the country. About 2 weeks later, Obama declared a public health emergency, began releasing anti-flu drugs from the national stockpile to help hospitals get ready. In contrast, Trump declared a state of emergency in early March, 7 weeks after the first U.S. case of COVID-19 was announced. And the country's health system struggled for months with shortages of critical supplies. More than 200,000 people have died from COVID. The CDC puts the U.S. death toll from H1N1 pandemic at approximately 12,500. Fact-checking Biden. Oh, wow. It's been such a long time since we had a Biden quote. Biden. Trump will be the first president in American history to lose jobs during his presidency. Facts. No, if Trump loses re-election, he would not be the first president in history to have lost jobs. That happened under Herbert Hoover, the president who lost the election under the Great Depression to Franklin Roosevelt. Of course, official jobs records only go back to 1939, and in that period, no president has ended his term with fewer jobs than when he began. Trump does appear to be on track to have lost jobs during his first term, which would make him the first to do so since Hoover, and also the first reliable case. So Biden is stretching it a little bit because we don't know how many jobs were lost in 1929 to 1932, but we're pretty sure that they lost jobs. Just saying. We didn't grapes of wrath ourselves because there were so many jobs, right? Voting. Trump on the prospect of mass fraud and vote-by-mail process. It's a rigged election. The facts. He is exaggerating threats. Trump's claim is part of a month-long effort to sow doubt. Obviously. Experts have repeatedly said there are no signs of widespread fraud in mail balloting, as have the 5 states that exclusively relied on that system for voting even before the pandemic. Trump's own FBI director, Chris Wray, said at a congressional hearing last week that the Bureau has not historically seen any kind of coordinated national voter fraud effort in a major election by mail or otherwise. So, yeah. Trump said 9 military ballots were found discarded in a wastebasket at Luzerne County, Pennsylvania, were all marked for him. Though that's consistent with an initial statement the Justice Department made, officials later revised it to say that 7 of the 9 ballots had Trump's name. Football. I'm the one who brought back football. The facts. Better check the tape. While Trump had called for the Big Ten Conference to hold its 2020 football season, he wasn't the only one. Not that that fucking matters. I don't care who started football again. Supreme Court. Biden on nominee Barrett. She thinks the Affordable Care Act is not constitutional. Fact check is that is not correct. Barrett has been critical of Obama-era law in the court decisions that have upheld it, but she has never said it is not constitutional. I don't know. It doesn't say. I'm assuming that she has not officially ruled on any Obamacare thing. Otherwise, they would have included that in their fact check. So I guess these are just public statements that she's made as a judge, as you do. The Supreme Court will, of course, hear arguments in the case November 10th, and the Trump administration is asking the High Court to rule the law unconstitutional. Delaware State. Trump, you said you went to Delaware State. You forgot that. Now we're getting into really petty shit. I don't care about that. Crime. The fact of the matter is, Biden, that crime went down 17%, 15% in our administration. Facts, that's overstating it. Overall violent crime fell roughly 10% from 2008, the year before Biden took office as vice president, to 2016. But the number of violent crimes was spiking again during Obama and Biden's final 2 years in office, increasing by 8% from 2014 to 2016. More people were slain in the US in 2016, for example, than at any point under the Obama administration. So there's an actually important and decent fact check for you. Trump, if you look up what's going on in Chicago, where 53 people were shot and 8 died. If you look at New York, where it's going up like nobody's ever seen anything, the numbers are going up 100, 150, 200. Facts, not quite. The statistics in Chicago are true, but those numbers are only a small snapshot of crime in the city in the United States. And his strategy is highlighting how data can be easily modeled to suit the state. As for New York, Trump may have been talking about shootings. They are up in New York by about 93% so far this year, but overall crime is down about 1.5%. Murders are up 38%, but there were 327 killings compared with 236. Still low 2 years past. For example, compared with a decade ago, crime is down 10%. Probably because everyone is at home and afraid for themselves. Okay, so that was the AP fact-checking the debate. If you're going to have someone fact-check the debate, it might as well be like the AP or NPR or someone with some respect. And there was one more thing I think I wanted to do. I don't know. Yeah, so again, sorry that pull from stream. Thank you. So yeah, sorry that this stream is another end of the month thing because I want to technically get one video out a month thing. I'll try to get my stupid HDD transferred. If not, I'll just turn on the old computer and edit it on there for a little bit. Because the next video I really wanted to do before the election is the Electoral College video, which is, I think, going to be important. I mean, I'm not important, but like the Electoral College reformation is going to be extremely important going forward. So I need to get my 2 cents out on that because I don't hear people talking about practical ways to fix the Electoral College beyond let's just ban it, which would be pretty much impossible at the current state of affairs in the United States. So I'm going to give everyone the backdoor ways to do it because you know me, I love the backdoor. And sneak peek, I'm going to use the Apportionment Act as a primary focus of how to fix the college. We should have a new Apportionment Act in 2021 once all the results of the census are taken. And we could, it wouldn't fix, but we could better balance the Electoral College with an Apportionment Act. I'll just leave it at that. And we'll get into the math and how that would be a positive thing. Yeah. That's something I really want to do before the election, obviously. Because got to milk that algorithm, right? I really need to finish the next Andromeda video. And the next few, because there are so many Andromeda videos I have to do. Because I told myself I wanted to get Ouroboros out on the 20th anniversary. But that's not looking likely at this point. The 20th anniversary with Ouroboros, that would be like December of 2021, which is a long ways away. It's like a year away, but that would be really hard to do at my current pace of not enough videos a year. So I need to ramp up the Andromeda production. Hopefully I can do that. What else did I want to share? There's something else I wanted to share with everybody, but I don't know. I forget. Who cares? Oh yeah, I still don't know what to do. I was kind of planning to use up some of my StreamYard hours on doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke, because that's what you do when you're really bored and want attention. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I should. I mean, I probably could, but we'll deal with that as we get to it. I'm just gonna browse. I'm gonna browse my Twitter feed. There must have been something that I'm forgetting. Damn, nothing. Nope, I think that was everything. I could have sworn I had something. Oh, I want to check. Did Chris Wallace block me, or his show block me? Let's find out. No, they did not. Okay. They probably didn't even read my tweet. That's fine. I don't care. That is the tweet that said Chris Wallace should tell us the story of how how Trump responded at the Dairy Queen that Chris Wallace had to take him to for finishing the debate, because that was a shit show. It's a real funny, very funny, entertaining shit show. I enjoyed it at any rate. I don't know about you. Yeah. Sorry I've been sick. Sorry my voice is crappy. Sorry for a lot of things. And I'll just wrap this up, I guess, and I'll see you guys later. I just wanted to talk about a few things. Oh, that's the other thing I was thinking of doing. I was thinking of doing an interview show for various indie authors. If that's something people would be interested in, please leave a comment telling me below this live stream when it's done. Because I think that could be fun, right? Learning people's writing processes. That would be fun. Yeah. And anyway, that's all. Night, guys. I'll see you in